How are we there, guys? And welcome to another episode of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast. I'm your host, Josh, as always, joined by Robby. How are you, buddy?
Yeah.
Oh, you there? Got you, mate? Oh, Robby's timed out. What? We were talking normal all of a sudden. Now Robby's frozen. Can anyone hear me? Welcome, guys. Anyway, welcome. While Robby's sorting out his technical difficulties, can anyone hear me? Just make sure you guys can hear me. That'd be muchly appreciated. Just to let me know, so that I'm not talking to myself. Noopy, welcome, champion. Welcome, my friend. Noopy, hear me? Beautiful. Robby's frozen in time. I don't know what the hell's happened there. He may have to reboot out. He may not. We'll see what happens. I'm just going to sort of mute him for now. Get him off the show because I can't. I don't know where he is. Anyway, while he's sorting that out, welcome, guys. It is a eventful day. It's an eventful start to the week, that is for sure. Chatty, unfortunately. Thanks, mate. System has just shut itself. Bring it back. All good, mate. Right, so on tonight's show, as I said, we've got a couple of topics we're going to tackle. I will say this a few times through the night because I know there's probably a lot of people coming in here expecting me to say a fair bit in regards to the whole saga that's happened in the last, 8 hours with Pappas and the Jets. I'm not going to say too much about it tonight because I am planning a segment. It's its own personal segment. I believe it deserves it for the Jets fans. Anyway, and I don't believe Robby needs to hear me ramble on for a good 30 to 40 minutes in regards to the outcome and what we can expect from as Jets fans and the frustration, etc. All of that shit. So I'm not going to go into it too much tonight. I will open it up though to anybody. If anyone wants to jump on with me tomorrow night, I'm going to try and get it done tomorrow night. Obviously, I'll double check with the wife and make sure we haven't got any plans and stuff like that. But I figure if anyone wants to jump on, Jets fans who, I'm not in it for any bullshit. If you know your shit, I mean that personally. I don't want any drama or any crap. I just want to freaking get down to the nuts and bolts of the whole situation, the club as a whole, where we go from here, who do we get in, who's the right man for the job, better yet, who's the right people for the job. You know what I mean? It's all good getting a first grade coach, but we need the backroom staff as well to help that. A lot to think about now that the situation's happened. What do we got in here? Rob Dogs again. Hey lads, Crumb, well done. Welcome, mate, welcome. So if anyone wants to jump on with me tomorrow night, send me a message, shoot it through. Obviously I can't have too many people on here, but I'm happy to have a couple of guys on here to talk about it. As we said, it's hot news and so forth. Before we go any further, big shout out to Gabriel Mark, optometrist at Jesmond, our major sponsor. Be sure to go see those guys for all your eye care needs. It is very important to get your eyes checked at least once a year, so be sure to go down and see those guys if you are in the Newcastle area. The other guys we have on board with us this year are the Kafey Cafe, top of town. Be sure to go see those guys if you're keen for a coffee, pardon me, or a feed. They're open from 6 a.m. till 3 p.m. daily, so be sure to get in there for a good lunch or a great brekkie. Take the kids in there pretty much every week, every morning, or every week, one day a week for a brekkie, top feed. Go see Julian and the guys; they'll look after you down there. And so we're going to get into it anyway. Plenty to talk about. Just join the stream. Hey all, Elliot, welcome, my friend. Welcome. Pappas leaving came out of nowhere. Thought we'd signed a lot of young players and was hopeful for the future. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Look, at the end of the day, I totally think he's fucked our youth system. He's bringing in players that he doesn't need to bring in, as far as I'm concerned. That's the whole idea of the youth system, as far as I'm concerned. We have our own youth system. Why aren't we pulling from it? Why are we pulling from others? If they're not good enough, get rid of them out of the youth. You know what I mean? Get rid of the guys we've got currently in the youth system and bring new blokes into the youth system that way and feed from there. You know what I mean? It just seems like we just go for all the guys that aren't on the cusp for their current NPL side they're at, like whether it be Western Sydney or whatever, and we get the scrap that way. So anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about it, guys. As I said, we'll talk about that tomorrow. What I want to talk about first off is the Saudi takeover. Fuck me, the Saudi takeover. Has anyone been following that in the last couple of weeks? Your Benzema's, your Ronaldo's. Now they're talking about friggin' taking bloody the Portuguese bloke from friggin' Wolves over there as well. Fucking hell. They're ripping the Premier League apart, to be fair. Doesn't look like they're taking too many else. They haven't looked too far anywhere else. It's pretty much the Premier League. They're just trying to rip some of these talents out of the Premier League. And why wouldn't Wolves jump at that chance? 40, 45, 46 million dollars or something like that. It'd break their transfer record for Wolves and sets them up for some absolute banging players to sort of keep them in that middle to low range in the table. So what do we got here? The young guys brought in, gave me hints of a young squad, long-term build like Central Coast Mariners 4 years ago. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right, mate. So, yeah, again, things we can touch on definitely tomorrow. What do we got here? Rob Dog. No idea what's going on. You can't get in. What's the E? It was coming, Elliot. It was a matter of time. Yeah, Rob, what's going on, mate? What's going on? You can't even get into the server or what? What's happening? Anyway, what's everyone's thoughts on the Saudi takeover? What China did 10 years ago. I don't think it's sustainable long term if you aren't improving the average. Yeah, look, it's going to be an interesting one. The biggest thing with China, the biggest thing in comparison to China and the Saudi takeover, the restrictions aren't as tight. China had to have at least like 9 or 10 players, in the squad, in the starting lineup. Is where the Saudis don't have that. It's pretty much whatever. They'll just take if they can breed a whole squad that isn't from Saudi Arabia, I believe, they'll do it. So they don't have that luxury. Or they have that luxury. I'm lurking. Lukey, welcome, mate. Get in there. Computer is dogging me. Use your phone, mate. Just jump on your phone, mate. Whatever. Just use your audio. Anyway. But yeah, so Benzema's gone over there. Big money, as I said, big money being thrown around in the Saudi League and so forth. The biggest question is how good's it going to be over there? Are these guys going to get over there and regret it? Surely Ronaldo's struggling at the moment over there. Steven Gerrard's just signed a contract to go over there as a head coach. Big dollars, I'd imagine, for him to go over there. Young family and so forth still. Plus, there's no personal income tax in the UAE, so these salaries are after tax. Absolutely, Elliot. It's exactly right. You got these big numbers, and as you said, after tax, it's absolute mental. Yeah, so feel free, jump in on the chat, guys. Friggin' let us know you're here. We are on YouTube, we are on Twitch, Crossbar Capers. It is that simple. Facebook page and all those sort of things. We are trying to build it up. Yeah, so as I said, depending if Robby gets on here, I'll be talking to myself. But the Saudi takeover is obviously one we're talking about currently. We will dive into a little bit into the international break as well. Plenty of things happening in the Australian football, the under-17s, the under-18s, the freaking under-19s. Obviously, Australia last week against Argentina. It's all happened. I believe the under-17s are currently playing now. Robby was saying before, it's going off tap. It's like 5-3 or some shit like that. About 1-2 minutes away. Pray to God's technology. So is anyone watching the game right now? Can anyone tell me the score? Is it what is it? 5-something? Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. So yeah, what I was going to say. Sorry, I just lost train of thought. Then I was trying to keep up with Robby. What's going on? He's texting me and everything else. The Aussie under-17s are up 4-1 now. Fuck me, 4-1. Robby was saying Iraconda's having a friggin' party. You having a party? He scored a hat trick. Yeah, 4-1. Far out. That's absolute mental. The Joeys did all right in the tournament over there in France. Came third. Disappointing as far as I'm concerned. They should have probably played in the finals. Got done on penalties twice in the comp early on, and against Iraq, I believe it was, and then then got done again to make the grand final. Just dog shit penalties, absolute rubbish. In games that they should have friggin' buried, as far as I'm concerned. I think they've done pretty well to beat all the sides that they played against. And yeah, I'd say Vidmar will definitely be disappointed with the result that came out of France. To be fair, there. So anyone else's thoughts on that? Did anyone see it? Did anyone witness it? Did anyone watch any of the games? Jets' point of view, Lucas Moragas was there. Friggin' played plenty of minutes. Looked good. Looked very good. There's a couple of talented players in that squad that I wouldn't mind getting hands on from a Jets' point of view. There's definitely a few players there that I wouldn't mind seeing going overseas as well. To be fair, that I think that can definitely do the jump. Breaking news about an hour ago, I think it was, the under-17s goalkeepers just signed for Bayern Munich. Big ups. 17 years of age. That's massive. Absolute massive news. He won't play there probably, but he'll go on loan and learn his craft in Europe, which is where you want to be. And you see the likes of Mark Schwarzer and Matty Ryan go over there and into Europe and do good things. So yeah, big ups to him for that one. What else we got? What else have we got? So hard talking to yourself. I do apologise, guys. I blame Robby. But yeah, the under-17s obviously doing all right. The under-18s in Portugal didn't do too crash hot. Hello everyone, Matty. Welcome, Matty. Welcome, buddy. I do apologise, Matty, for myself just being here at the moment. Robbie's got a few technical issues going on. He's trying to sort out, so fingers crossed he'll get to the bottom of that pretty quick. What else we got? As I said, the under-18s looked all right as well over in Portugal. A few disappointing results. I'm halfway there. Living on prayer. Beautiful. So as I said, the 18s, the 20s, and then obviously the Aussies, the Socceroos. What was everyone's thoughts on the Socceroos? What were your thoughts there? Obviously, disappointing result against Argentina. Obviously, it didn't go our way. I find it funny that the commentators from kickoff pretty much come out and stated that they need to keep it tight and they need to keep the ball control tight to them and all that sort of shit. And then within 2 minutes, Messi breaks them apart, fucking destroys them as he does, and we're 1-0 down. It was an interesting one. It was a very, very interesting match. We done well to get back into the game. I thought, very well there. It could have turned ugly really quick, especially as I said after the goal after 2 minutes. But the boys, they got into the game. They looked good. Few goal scoring opportunities, which was fantastic. We shut them down a fair bit, which was good. What do we got here? Ruben Zakovic to be the next Newcastle Jets A-League men's coach. Yeah, Matty, as I said before, mate, I'm going to look at doing an actual podcast in regards to that. Probably tomorrow, maybe, depending on, as I said, if I've got any dramas going on and so forth. But we'll touch more on that a bit later. A bit like Adelaide.
And I am back.
Here we go. Robby, got you.
Fuck me.
Here we
Computer
go.
decides to do an update just as we start streaming.
Love it. Don't you love technology? Let us know in the chat, guys, if you can hear Robby. Robby's welcome.
Thank you for having me. I was literally saying, well, thanks for having me, and my computer just completely shattered itself. So, gotta love technology. I think I'm going to start an OnlyFans where I keep my clothes on and people pay me to do it. And so I can buy a brand new goddamn PC, I reckon.
A bit like Adelaide getting into the grand final, Robby.
Yeah, which is what I exactly responded back, chat. I do have mod rights, don't make me use them.
Can hear him, cannot see him. No, it's all right. No, I'm not going there just because because he's changed and come back in, it's just going to be, you'll see shit and everything else.
It should be the same.
Oh, I don't think it will. We'll see how we go. Oh, no, we're good.
Give it a whirl.
Thank fuck for that. Look at that. Happy days. We're good. We're back. There we go.
I was going for my rendition of John Cena.
Very good. There you go. You can see him now. I'll just turn myself off then if that's all you wanted. I'll just hide into the
I do have the match on as well, guys. So I'll keep you up to date as to any update on scoring.
Yeah.
But my word, what a match it's been so far. 4-1. Aaron Gunda with 2 absolute decent goals. second one was a screamer from about 5 metres out of the 18-yard. He's just lobbed it over the goalkeeper, who's had no chance whatsoever of saving it. So he's running rings around them at the moment, and it's exactly what we want to see from Uri Kunda.
Yeah, mate, friggin' yeah. I was just touching just there on a few of the Aussie tournaments. Obviously, the 17s you're talking about now, they're playing. The 18s over in Portugal. A few disappointing results over there, but they had a couple of. I think they had a couple of wins. Did they?
Yeah.
Did they?
They did have a couple of wins.
Yeah,
we've also got the Australia's under 23s. They beat France 2-0. So they're now third place playoff. So
they came third.
Was really nice as well, seeing Qual pounce on the keeper's mistakes, and it was really nice to see him assisting Dorigo with a cheeky tap in. So that was good. Obviously, 17s. This is for our coming up. What was it? Because I was watching the game against the Saudis, and it was really frustrating. I'm not sure if anyone else has watched it, but we held possession for most of the game, and honestly, the Swords just took us. As soon as they had a couple of sharp counter attacks, basically made us hang our heads in disbelief that they just tapped 2 in. I will say though, what I'm really enjoying is seeing how our youth teams are going against the world countries. Like, I don't think we've been able to touch on it because we obviously haven't streamed since then, but watching even just the Socceroos up against Argentina. Yeah, the first 15 minutes was sloppy. But after that, our boys played exceptionally well. And I'm really excited to see what our next World Cup squad is going to look like. I think Arnold's going the right way about this, which is he's realising that the youth is the next product. And I'm a big firm believer that you only get better by playing a smaller opponent. That's why we moved from the Oceania to the AFC to begin with, because we wanted to make sure that we were playing smarter opponents and harder opponents. We could continue on pumping teams 26-0, but what's that going to do to us? It's only going to give us false expectations as to where we need to be. So I'm looking at it this way. It's a great opportunity for our youth to really get in there and realise, holy shit, we're not in a dream. And even Arnold said that afterwards. These boys are walking off this pitch realising that they can do this. It's not just a fairy tale. It's not just a dream. They have the opportunity. So going on to other international news as well. I think China's just scored. So it's 2-4 now in the 52nd minute, and that's 45 plus 7 injury. So, so given it's 31 degrees heat over there, it's going to be absolutely brutal.
Yeah, I think the other thing you need to touch on as well, before we go too far away from the young guys and so forth, is Graham Arnold's obviously finished up. He had the international match with Argentina. Probably a shame that we didn't get another game in somewhere. I know Argentina went on to Indonesia to play over there against somebody. I'm not 100% sure who that was. I think it probably was the Indonesian national team. Let's be honest, that was worth roughly $100 million. Like, no shit. That's what Argentina have been paid for these 2 games over in Asia to come out and play. Part of that stipulation was Messi had to play in at least one of the games. So they got that in and done and so forth. But you talk about the under 17s. Graham Arnold flew straight after that game out to where are they playing? Thailand. I think it's in Thailand.
This is in Thailand.
Yeah. So he's flying straight out to Thailand, not too far, an hour or so flight. And obviously he's out there now. Obviously, watching part of the coaching staff there. Blooding the youngsters in, which as I said, he could have gone back home and sat down and watched the games on TV and done his work remotely from home, I guess you could say. But he's flown back out there to look after these guys. But the under 23s, touching on the under 23s, these guys, that team there should have won this tournament. They should have won the tournament hands down. As I was touching on before when you were sorting your computer issues, 2 sloppy penalties, like penalty shootouts, killed us. We missed. Shocking, the first one against Qatar was rubbish. And then obviously we got done going to get into the grand final. Again, going to penalty shootouts, which is a game we should have had wrapped up well and truly beforehand. Unfortunately, let it go. I just want to touch on a couple of players that stood out. I watched every game of that tournament, and trust me, there was friggin' some good standouts. Obviously you take away your bloody friggin', your quals and stuff like that. You take them out of it. They're doing exceptionally well and playing well. But young Teague for me was an absolute standout. He killed it. Pretty much played the whole however many minutes they played out of the games. Every minute of the tournament. Absolute weapon. Friggin', he's definitely one to look forward to. Watching. Another one was Botic. He's out at Western United at the moment. Good things from him. Good goal scorer. Doesn't fuck around with it. Just puts it in the back of the net. And then the other one for me was young Farrell, the Central Coast superstar, the wonder kid from the coast. Even though he got a red card in the game leading into obviously pretty much how we lost the game on penalties. Copped the red card there, but coming into the tournament late, obviously for the 3 games that he played, he was dynamite. So good to watch, and he's definitely one for the future. He won't be at the coast for long. I think he's got a big future for me in defence. And as a Jets fan, if they want to get rid of him, we'll take him. We've probably got no one to pay him or anything like that or whatever, but we'll take him. But good on those boys. But as you were touching on the Aussies, mate, what can you say? Messi magic.
I mean, what was it? His record for the quickest goal scored, I think it was 80 seconds.
Yep.
So, look, the goal you can't beat. I mean, no keeper's going to save that. It was just Messi talent through and through. So,
as I was saying to the boys before just before that, as I was saying to the boys before, with your technical thing is, I just found it ironic that the commentary were literally saying just before he picked up the ball, all Australia's got to do tonight is friggin' just hold on to the ball, no sloppy turnovers, no friggin' basic errors, and then as soon as he shut his mouth, bang.
Yep.
Basic error. I was like, wow. Couldn't have said that in half an hour.
Commentator's curse.
So, anyway, moving on, mate. What do you got?
I do want to also touch on some other results around. I'm not sure we touch on it much, but obviously Matildas dropped their 26 player squad today.
Yep.
So some big names in there. It's obviously going to be dropped down to 23 players fairly soon, so it's going to be interesting to see who makes the cuts. There's a couple of players with some injury concerns. So they've been announced as the 26, but I'm obviously guessing that's got subject to how they pull up.
Yep.
What was interesting as well is Anthony Albanese was on the project last week. He has announced that if we win the World Cup, there is going to be a public holiday, a national public holiday. So I cannot applaud this enough. If not for the fact that we have the home advantage, if not for the fact that we have the home crowd, but most of all, potential public holiday resting on this, our tension and excitement needs to build around the Matildas. All right? Not just for the public holiday, but to win the World Cup in our home ground would be absolutely exceptional. And again, as I've said before, this is definitely going to be an experience that we probably won't experience again in our lifetime, being on home soil and having a chance of winning the World Cup. So we've got to get behind it.
Yeah.
The other thing that was really exciting, the CommBank Young Matildas. Now, they have been absolutely smashing it, and I've really seen much news on this. So they're currently going through the qualifying campaign for the 2024 AUFC Under-20s Women's Asian Cup. They had a game against Vietnam on the 7th of June with another win. It was double from Alana Murphy on the 50th and 56th minute. And it's a massive achievement. Not only have they remained undefeated in rounds 1 and 2, but have not conceded a single goal.
Yeah, wow. Jesus. That's
So
good.
I would highly recommend keeping an eye on them.
Yeah.
There's some really good young talent coming through from the women's side as well, and I'm giddy with excitement. I just can't get enough of football. So
Yep.
no matter who's playing, as long as it's Australia or Australian squad, I'll watch as much of it as I can.
Yeah, it's fascinating to think. You talk about the Matildas and so forth, announcing their squad. If anything, it's pretty much a motivation movement. I would believe. The biggest issue I have with this whole World Cup is it probably should have been happening now. They've let these girls go a long time without football. There's a lot of girls in that squad who have not touched a ball in a long time. Emily Van Egmont is in there. She probably hasn't kicked the ball in 6 months. I'd almost put money on it. Other than the girls who might have been playing in the Champions League for the women, which I don't think there was too many. I can't even remember who made the final. I think it was Barcelona and don't quote me on it, but I think it was it was one of the German sides, Wolfsburg, I think it was. Don't quote me on it, but yeah, other than them, they haven't kicked the ball. Sam Kerr hasn't kicked the ball in freaking nearly 8 weeks.
Couple of months.
It's.
But we do have the friendly coming up in Melbourne. So I think I had that written down somewhere here. On the 14th of July, 7 p.m. at Marble Stadium. Matildas are playing their last friendly against France. So that's gonna be a cracking game, I reckon. If anything, I'd be expecting to see some of that potentially in the semi-finals.
Welcome, Chris, mate. Sitting up there in Brisbane, doing fuck all probably. Welcome,
and Luke,
mate. Luke, he's in Fiji, mate. He's in Fiji.
Yeah, with his missus and his kid. And you talk crap about my boy like that again, you're getting blocked. Understood?
I've heard he's not coming home until they lower the friggin' membership prices.
We'll touch on that later.
He's not coming home. He's taking a stand in Fiji in the sunny sunshine. But as you were saying, it's going to be interesting. We need to get behind the girls as much as we can.
Yep.
I think the biggest thing is we need to, after the World Cup, we need to get a lot more. We need to get a lot more tournaments on home soil. Whether it be, as I said, the Joeys, the under 18, 17 boys, the girls, whatever it may be, we need to be doing a lot more in our own backyard, especially for the youth system. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, a lot of them are here. They're not over in Europe yet. So there is no reason why we shouldn't be busting our ass to try and host some of these big tournaments here. Because, all our boys are here. So, it needs to happen that way. What else we got? I've had a few glasses of wine.
Matt's had a couple of wine.
It's always trouble. It's always trouble when he's had a few.
Let me guess, Matt. You had a couple of Chardonnays with a cheese platter.
Twice, didn't
Can we touch on the Australia Cup?
Yeah, we can. So,
all right.
Next half an hour. We're going to go for about an hour, guys. So about half an hour to go. As Robby's just said, we'll touch on the Australian Cup. We'll touch on. I did post, if you haven't seen it, I did post in the Crossbar Capers Facebook page our final topic of the night, which is pretty much 3 things you'd like to see change for the next season of the A-League. So obviously get your thoughts in on that and so forth. And when we get there, obviously let us know your thoughts there. The other thing I just want to quickly touch on as well, guys, is if you haven't jumped over and liked or followed me on Twitch, it'd be very muchly appreciated. We are, surprisingly or not, we were going to ditch it, Robby. Get this. We were going to ditch it and go, look, there's not too many people over there. We don't really hear any comments on the Twitch side. We are at 50 followers. We are pretty much affiliate. There are a few little basic things there we need to do to get to affiliate. So we're going to try and pump the hell out of that for us. So if you haven't gone over and followed us on the Twitch side, even if you've watched us on the YouTube side, that's fine. But go over and friggin' follow us on the Twitch side. It is muchly appreciated. I will know if you have done it. It will pop up here and I will give you a shout out. Be sure to do that. Muchly appreciated. But Robby, move on. Australian Cup.
Beautiful.
It's getting tight.
Yes. The magic of the cup is almost upon us, everyone. Can you feel the excitement in the air? All right, so Football Australia. Well, Football Australia's dropped some announcements today, so we've got key dates coming up. So round of 32 live draw is going to be on Wednesday, the 28th of June. We got 2 matches in 1 week, which is going to be the 17th and the 18th of July. Now, obviously, there's a bit of upset and frustration in regards to both Newcastle Jets and Perth Glory, with the hosting rights now moving up to Northern Territory. I'm going to be the devil's advocate here, and I actually don't mind it. I think Northern Territory have a really good growing football community there. And then it's a really good opportunity for, Australian class, national class football to be played in Northern Territory. Hopefully we can get some extra hype up there. And, at the end of the day, I had a look at the tickets. I think they're going for about $15 a head. So you should be able to draw some pretty good crowds for both games. Then we got round of 32. So there's going to be 16 matches in 2 weeks. That's going between the 4th of August to the 14th of August. We got the round of 16, which is going to drop between the 26th to the 30th of August. The quarterfinals in September, semi-finals in September, and the grand final is going to be played on the 7th of October. So get around it. The 32, waiting for Newcastle Jets, the Melbourne Victory, and Perth Glory, and Macarthur. I'm not even touching that one, Luke, with a 10-foot pole. All right. So the teams that we have for the 32 at the moment, we have Adelaide United, Brisbane Roar, Central Coast Mariners, Melbourne City, Sydney FC, Wellington Phoenix, Western Sydney Wanderers, Western United, obviously the A-League squads. We've got Canberra, Croatia from ACT, surprisingly enough. AP Leichhardt, Inter Lions FC from New South Wales, Mount Druitt, Town Rangers, Sydney United 58, who I've heard are going to try and be on their best behaviour. Yeah, right. Lions FC from Queensland. 2 of our local boys, Campbelltown City and Metro Stars, which is no surprise, both are having a killer season in the NPL. So I reckon they're going to be dark horses. Keep an eye out for them. Goulburn Valley Suns from Victoria, Heidelberg United, Melbourne Knights, Northcote City, Oakley Cannons, and in Tasmania, Devonport City Strikers. So there's some big names in there. I've seen a few of them pop up in the last few Australia Cups and FFA Cups. So yep. I can't wait. I'm excited. Magic of the Cup. The only thing I'm missing is seeing another duck dressed up in its home team colours, and that's when I know it's really here.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I don't know, the whole Northern Territory thing. Yeah, I don't know. Not too sure. Lukey, mate, are you heading up there, mate? They might need a few assistant coaches. Might need a runner and a trainer and new media bloke. You don't get paid for being a media bloke these days. They're on the cuff with that. But Luke, I reckon you do all right up there. I think you could use some sun. Bit of sun might do you some good up there, mate. What do you got here, Luke? Well, Josh, how good is the mighty RG knocking off Southern Lakes? Fucking hell. Yes, it was the team that flogged us in round 1. I played sweep of this game, and they had nothing. We're 3-0 up in 15 minutes. Wow. Very hard road trip. Yeah, mate, I'm going to have to come down there. I just don't know when. A Friday or a Saturday. I'll play Saturday, so it's hard, but maybe a Friday night on the beers, I think. I'll have to come down and just give you a heap of shit. But yeah,
to answer A-Dog's question, I'll be at all of them. I'm actually volunteering to help support the workforce operation. So, yeah, I was very lucky to get a position as a volunteer and got from the 19th of July to the 22nd of August off work. So, taken some annual leave and got to enjoy my football around that time as well.
Right, mate. There you go. Well, Luke, to answer your question there, me and Vandy co-coach. Vandy should be fine, mate. Doesn't need a passport to get up to the NT yet. So he should be okay. So fucking hope he got back safe. Hope it didn't cost him hope it didn't cost him too much in an express passport to get him to get to the wedding. So yeah.
All I know is he's been spitting fire all day on Newcastle Jets. So just be careful. If he's got the vinegar out, just run the other way.
Yeah.
Because he's been eating with a fucking fork today.
Yeah, exactly right. If you missed it, Luke, as well, mate, I did touch on it. I'm not going to talk too much about the Papa scenario tonight. I am going to try and do a podcast tomorrow for, say, half an hour. So, yeah, if there's any Jets fans out there that want to jump on that, somewhat know their shit, you know what I mean? I don't want, again, I mean it's in the nicest way. I don't want any jokers or any people on there who just sort of are just going to come on and actually just give him shit. I think he's copped enough of that today. But it's more so just the fact of, I'm going to take the time now to sort of sit back and just have a quick look and a glance back at, what he sort of promised and what he didn't deliver. Obviously he had 12 months still remaining on his contract. There's massive talk of him now. He's already stated that he's going back to Asia. Good riddance. But at the same time, my thought isn't so much Pappas. I said it from day one. I said it before he'd signed the contract and the hype was on that friggin' we're going to get Pappas. I said, I fucking hope he doesn't come because he will destroy the club. And fucking sure as shit, I was right. But my focus now is what's next, right? There's so much talk of friggin' we could get Zads, right? He's not the coach for us. I think he done good things at Perth. Don't think he was given a good enough chance with the club and so forth. But for me, I don't want Zads. Gary Van Egmont, love what he's done for our club. I think he's the best coach we've had, in my opinion. With success and everything else. But he's past his use by date for the Jets. He still does magic things at youth level, and obviously with the women's side of things. But just for the Jets as a head coach, he's not the right fit for us as well. And to be honest, I don't know who is. So we're going to touch on that tomorrow. If anyone's out there that wants to jump on the podcast, Luke, whatever, I can rule out Zadkovic. There you go. So Luke, mate, if you're not doing anything and you want to run your mouth, fucking feel free, mate. The Robby spot will be vacant tomorrow. I've been told we aren't looking at him due to the player fight incident, and that's fair enough. And that's probably a fair call, to be fair. So, yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk more about that on another podcast, hopefully tomorrow, maybe if not in the coming days anyway. Righto, we're going to move on. What we say, friggin' Australian Cup. It's going to be interesting, as you said, mate. It's going to be interesting. Northern Territory for me, meh, whatever. It is what it is now. Before I was no, this is going to be shit. But that's when I sort of had a bit of hope for the Jets. Now that I think that's sort of gone and Melbourne Victory is going to dominate. Oh, fuck me, the cameras. There we go. Whatever, let it be. It is what it is. As you said, it's good to promote up there. They don't get a lot of football. So at the end of the day, it's good for them to see some football when they can. Just hopefully it's not too hot for the players and so forth, considering for the Jets, I have no idea what the go is with the other teams, but the Jets don't kick a ball until Monday. So there's not a great couple of weeks before the game. So
no.
What do we got here before we go move on, mate? What do we got in the chat? What do we got?
Mary's in, so welcome, Mary.
Welcome, Mary. I said perhaps can talk to the talk, but for him to walk the walk, well, there you go. He walked right out the door. So anyway, what do we got next, Robby?
Memberships it
is. Sounds good. Honestly, something that I haven't really, to be honest, had a good look at as of yet. I know the Jets have fucking been barking down my throat to friggin' to rejoin. So I can tell you what those prices are. And that's for renewing members. Those prices I gave you, I should say as well, they're for renewing members. They reckon they're at a discount. They reckon they're at a discount.
Okay.
I can't imagine being a massive discount, but yeah.
So what I did was I had a little looky around as to who had memberships available for the 23-24.
How many?
Last week I re-signed myself up, I signed my kid up, and also signed my partner up for a family membership. So I was having a look at the prices just to see, if it's value for money, what they're actually offering your members and stuff like that. Now, I'm sure most of you have signed or, purchased a ticket for your mate or trying to get friends along, etc.
Yep.
So I'll go through some of the pricings. Now, at the moment, not all clubs are dropping their memberships. Melbourne or Brisbane Roar are to be confirmed. Macarthur FC are to be confirmed. Melbourne City's page wouldn't even load, so I think they're still reeling from the grand final loss. Melbourne Victoria is to be advised. I think they're still waiting on the extra money coming back from Nani. Sorry, I'm gonna use that line as much as I can. Perth Glory to be advised. Phoenix are to be advised. Although I had a look at their pricing for 22-23. Their ticket prices were like 220 something for a family. So they were really, really reasonable. And West United is still to be confirmed. So I'll go through what I've done. So I've looked at a situation of, well, Mary, it's because I knew the payout purpose, isn't it? So this is the situation. So I was looking at the circumstance where if you're a family of 3 or 4 and you want to have a non-secured seat, so non-reserved seating, general admission, how much is it going to cost for a family of 3? All right. So Sydney FC, for a family of 4, so 2 adults, 2 kids, was $755. Now, it sounds like a lot.
Who was that?
Sydney FC.
For a family of 4?
Was $755.
Okay.
Now, this is for 14 rounds.
Yep.
Which works out to be about $13.48 per game.
Fuck, man, that's expensive. Yeah, okay.
It is. But don't forget, these are all able to be done in payment plans, etc.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is a funny thing.
Yep.
This just shows that East v West of Sydney. Western Sydney Wanderers for GA non-reserve seating, family of 3, which is 2 adults, 1 child, was $280. So that's 14 rounds at $6.66 per game.
Fuck, that's cheap.
All right, so that's not too bad. Then you have Adelaide United. So the membership I purchased was
before you go any further on them, is that all they had? Was a family of 3? Was there a family of 4?
No, they had family of 4, family of 5, family of 6.
Oh, okay.
So
what do you roughly reckon? What do you reckon it's going up? How much do you reckon the jump is? Like, are we talking probably a couple of bucks? Because obviously, was that $200 and something? You sort of gather that's probably essentially a kids go free sort of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
What I mean? They're probably paying for the 2 adults and the kids fucking $1 or something. So yeah, so you're probably maybe $6 something to $8 something maybe at the jump. So it's not too bad.
But I've spoken to a lot of Adelaide United backroom staff.
Yep.
Most of the money's made from just getting the numbers. It's not about getting, say 6,000 members, 4,000 spectators walking in.
Yep.
You're better off getting 10,000 members, and that way it's guaranteed every week, and then whatever else you make is pure profit.
Yep.
So that's where a lot of this membership money's going to, is making sure that they've got the baseline there.
Yep.
Yeah, get stuff through. Sorry, I was just responding to Luke's message. So at this stage, we've got Adelaide United's memberships.
Yep.
So I paid $449.
Wow.
Now, that's for a family of 2 adults and 1 child.
Yep.
For 14 rounds, it averages around $14.90 per game.
Yep.
But if you think about it this way, right? If you go and just purchase a GA ticket for a game, you're looking at anywhere between $20-25, depending on which stadium you're at.
Yep.
Then on top of it, you're also dealing with the fact that you've got a booking fee and Ticket Tech. They will fist you. They will fist you with no lube. They won't even give you a kiss in the morning. They are just going hammer and tongs on you. All right. So if you think about it this way, if you're going to be looking at roughly 10 to 12 games in the season anyway, why not? Why not support your team? Why not support the league? Why not support the players that are going out there every week busting their ass on the pitch to provide you a product of entertainment? And I can tell you right now, if anyone's going, oh, well, I can't afford it, or I'd just rather watch the AFL or the NRL, have a look at their ticket prices. Their ticket prices are at the moment anywhere from $50 to $60 a game.
Yeah.
And that is for just general admission. So, you know what, Stuffin, let's support the A-League. Look, our league isn't 100% perfect. We all know that. We spent this year basically bitching and moaning about it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's our product. It's our game. It's our teams. It's our clubs. It's our tradition. So, well, Luke, it may be with the question mark as entertainment with Jets fans. For the rest of the league, it is quite entertaining.
Yeah. Look,
I've always had the analogy of a laugh with or at me as long as you're laughing.
Unlucky route. Obviously, the boys are into the cricket. They're watching the Ashes as well as frigging on the pod. Good on you guys. Frigging shambles in the cricket. Fucking hell. Poor old Root. See what he's up to now that he's got a couple of, a day or two off probably. Oh no, he probably have to rebat tomorrow. I think it's their first innings. I was going to say, has he got an A license in football? See what he's up to. If cricket doesn't work out. Luke summed it up there. Entertainment. We're Jets fans. Love it. Yeah, not much entertainment on our end. Had to cancel my membership because needed to pay for car service and 800 odd excess because of the hail damage. Don't you fucking
That's brutal.
That's brutal, the odd hail damage. Yeah, look, I've been hammered in the last couple of weeks as well. Friggin', fucking I had a phone call. I've had 2 phone calls and about 5 or 6 fucking emails. Just wondering on the membership, la la la, and all this sort of shit. And I'm like, mate, I'm not signing up for nothing until I know where the club's headed. And I don't think they can expect too much from the rest of the fans, because after the bombshell they've just dropped today, far out, it doesn't give much hope. I thought I'd send Laurie a quick message today as well, just pretty much summing up that look, there's a coaching gig at Newcastle. Just seeing if you were doing anything. This one's it's probably a volunteers gig as well. It's probably
not. It only costs you. I won't say that.
Yeah, add to your missing dollars. And his response was, he's like, yes, I know a lot of coaches in my phone book, and there's no way I'd pass that information on to any of them. So yes. What do we got in here? The weekend the Sheets played in Wellington. I went to the NRL Warriors. Oh shit! First Knights cost $33. Yeah. So
there you go. You're almost paying double to go watch NRL versus A-League.
Yeah, it's bloody. What was I going to say? I gotta say that in the second innings. Beautiful, sweet. He's too busy getting attacked by jellyfish. Yeah, poor cunt. Go on. Sorry.
We got some exciting news from Adelaide United as well.
Oh, yes.
They're due to announce our new director of football coming soon.
Oh, congratulations.
So I believe I know who it is. I won't say anything in public until hand because, as we always say, we only deal in facts.
Too right, mate.
I do have the facts, but it's not public knowledge yet. But I'm very excited to see how it transcribes and see what we do in the coming years.
Oh, the Bears love it. Yeah, the NRL's nuts down here. It's like, as you said, $30 a ticket just to watch the Knights play. Is just rocking up to go watch them play. It's fucking mental. But in saying that though, they pull the crowd. 21,000 I think they had the other night when they played at home against the Roosters and got beat. But the problem is the 21,000 plus extra will be back next week. You know what I mean? Like, it just grows. Which is just mental. Is where the Jets, we struggle big time. It's embarrassing.
That's why I'm shitting myself. There was big talk of us getting back the Adelaide Rams.
Yeah.
The old club that folded back in '95.
Gotta love the the Adelaide Rams. Yeah, fuck yeah.
My mate used to be like a mad, diehard Rams fan, and I swear the day that they folded and basically tore up the contracts, he was literally, you just didn't want to talk to him.
Yeah.
He looked like he'd just broken up of his 22-year marriage. But yeah, so
Luke, you need to know, mate.
I've got nothing.
Luke's India tonight,
No
mate.
issues.
Pappas quits as you get a new director of football. Coincidence? I think not. Enjoy his toxicity.
Luke, I can guarantee it's definitely not Pappas.
Nah, come on, Luke. Nah, Pappas is back off to Asia. He's going to help Muscat. He's going to show him how to do it.
So,
They came and did one season. Yeah, look, I don't know. The memberships are craziness. Honestly, it's too early to be freaking. I can't believe. Again, like I understand why the Jets is out because they haven't done anything, right? They're not going to change anything. They got hardly any members as it was. How can they change it? The kids go free thing is definitely something that I think needs to be pretty much around all clubs. Whether they don't absolutely advertise it like we have, it sort of has to sort of entail with the membership regardless. Like Western Sydney, I think you were saying, like, $200 and something bucks. That is literally a kid go free. You know what I mean? That's dirt cheap.
I would highly recommend as well, if you ever want to see how a club handles their fans correctly, have a look at the Western Sydney Wanderers membership page.
Yeah.
It is absolutely phenomenal, and that's something I will be speaking to the new director of football about for Adelaide United and say, if you want to get us on board really quickly, really easily, follow what they're doing, because honestly, that's exceptional.
Yeah, right. Well, any quick topics of what they do?
Members forum. They have members communications. They have updates and information about the members events coming up. They've got multiple things going on per season for the members to connect with their club. So if they can do that for other clubs as well, there's going to be a better connection.
There you go. At a brothel.
Luke, you don't need to. That's the price of admission. You go in and you're expected to go get fucked.
Yeah, it's just a shame the Jets Active friggin' only got kids in the friggin' money bay. Man.
Again, I'm not touching that one.
Look, now that's definitely something that we're going to touch on in the future. I've been speaking to a few of the boys, in the Jets Active. Not you, Luke, because you're not relevant. I heard you were the first to go. To be honest, I was just looking to get rid of you. No. I was speaking to Daniel.
Pappas beat him to it.
Yeah, Pappas beat him to it, yeah. No, I've been speaking to Daniel. So we're going to look. There is a few things that I'll have a chat to you about at some point soon. But yeah, we're going to look at revamping that because shit needs to happen, and this is probably the best time for it now to happen because we don't have a coach, and let's be honest, the coach that probably comes in isn't going to be fantastic, and that's no disrespect to them. Like the coach in general, I just have a picture of it's going to be Gary Van Egmont, or it's going to be freaking Zadkovich, or it's going to be like a low profile coach. These are things that I'll touch on tomorrow, which came out, which Shane stated today, which just sort of made no fucking sense. Just like little things like, they'd already been planning for this. This isn't sort of news to them. Pappas, they were sort of unsure of, and they had like a short list sort of piled already. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Like, really? Why would you say that to the fans? He already spoke to us about he was probably going to go. He was just waiting to see if the offers come from Asia, is essentially what he's saying. So we'll touch more about that. Some Sheila from Crossbar. Yeah, it's it. Yeah, absolutely. But it was friggin' give McBreen a crack. Now the snake is gone. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one. There's plenty of bodies out there. Fuck, I'd have Labby Haliti. He had a good crack at Western Sydney. They got a good system going there, so he knows his shit. Just bring the old boys. Just an old boys backroom staff. Fucking Roy O'Donovan's got his license. Friggin' Haliti's got his license. Griffo's got his license. Bring them all back. Let's bring them all back. But anyway, friggin', we're going to wrap it up. What do we got? Would you have Ufak Tale? Oh, mate, fuck yes. Sign him up. Mate, I don't know. Fuck. There'd want to be more than brothel vouchers in the fucking contract, put it that way. His academy team now. Yeah, absolutely we do. I think, and that's the thing, Haliti for me is a I think he would do really well. Even if he doesn't get the top gig, I would be hammering him for an assistant coach. Like, I think he would do great things here. He knows the people, he knows the fans, he knows the club, he knows the history. You need that sort of bloke in there now. You know what I mean? Like, the old boys are going. And yeah, something to talk about tomorrow, if you can. What was I about to say? We are going to wrap it up. We're going to go into our final topic. As I mentioned, guys, 3 things we want to see in the upcoming season. I did post this on the Facebook page for you guys to get involved if you have anything. So yeah, that was 3 things we want to see in the upcoming season. Robby, we may as well start with you, mate, while they're contemplating and writing it in the chat and what have you. What are 3 things that you would like to see?
I want to see the Youth League come back. I think that's a competition that was originally confirmed due to COVID, which, yep, I agree with. But COVID's been over in regards to the pandemic side of it for close to a year now. So there's no further excuses in regards to that situation.
Yep.
And to be quite frank, that was a part of the agreement of the licensing. So clubs shouldn't be putting their hands up and saying, there's extra money that's going to be coming out of our pockets.
Yep.
Second thing I would like to see is more fan engagement from all clubs.
Yep.
I think at the moment, there's been a lot of us and them mentality due to the grand final decision.
Yep.
So I think clubs need to start getting their fans back on side.
Yep.
And look, let's be completely frank, the APL are fucking useless. They're not going to be basically corresponding with us that much this year. They've basically handed off the fan representative boards to the clubs, and the clubs are going to basically bottom feed it back to APL, which is basically going to be the same situation we're in at the moment, which is jack shit.
Yep.
I'm going to be completely frank on that one.
Yep.
As sad as it is, it's another way that the APL have been able to snake their way out of meeting their requirements. So I'd rather support my club. And my third thing that I'm hoping for is the resignation of Danny Townsend. I won't go into further detail on that one.
Yeah, we've been through that one.
I think I've said my piece on that already. Yep. He knows why, and quite frankly, as far as I'm concerned, as a CEO, he's not met the KPIs he's set out for the league and the board. So I'd be suggesting the APL look elsewhere. Yeah. So that'd be my 3.
Fair enough. Luke's put his in. Shane out. Mariners get the spoon. Jets win the comp. That's pretty straightforward. Doesn't get much simpler than that. So yeah, I like that. Anyone else? Feel free, whack them in there quickly. For me, look, I don't know. I don't know. There's so many things I would love to see in the competition. Things that are just miles away and never going to happen. I think the one for me I would like to see is more thought process into this second division. I think that's one for me where it's all good for someone to come out and go, like say, 12 months ago when they said, we'll bring it out next season, or this season coming, 23-24 season is when they sort of want to get it up and running, this second division. I've said from pretty much when they stated that I felt it was too soon. I think there just needs to be a lot more thought process into it. They still haven't really announced anything other than the sort of the teams that have put their hand up for it, which to me means that they're not giving these guys enough time to get ready. It's not going to happen this season. It can't. Surely not. So that's one for me, just thought process. At the end of the day, this second division is meant to help our first division. And, it took a lot of thought process. The whole A-League, the movement for the A-League from the NSL, that took years. That was in the process. They were thinking that out for years. How do we grow it? How do we make it bigger? How do we get international players to come here? That wasn't just an overnight thought where, the NSL's dying, we'll just create another one. That was a lot of process of thought into it. And I feel that this needs to happen with the second division, as Laurie stated a couple of weeks ago, if these teams aren't given a fair crack, if they're not set up correctly, they will fail. Not only in the second division, but their NPL status is as good as fucked also. So for me, that's one that I'd like to see is just more thought process into the second division, because at the end of the day, I don't want to see it just come in and then it be another North Queensland Fury or fucking Gold Coast United and it just die in the arse and then fucking we move away from it and then it's another 20-year plan. I will reassess that fucking 10 years time. So that's one. Yep.
A-Dogs chucked in the couple.
Yep.
I'd love to see Canberra men's team. Yep, same here. Love to see the reps marked up. I think I agree and I disagree. I think it's a subject I'll bring up later on. Probably next week I'll talk a bit about into why it's a good idea but also a bad idea. Mm-hmm. And yeah, definitely love to see more money put towards FFA Cup or FFA, it's FA now. Football Australia's Australia Cup for teams getting to the top 16, etc. I think so as well. I think there's got to be a bit more financial incentive. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still getting a lot of money to jump in. And Luke, I've already banned you for 1,000. Oh, sorry, I don't even know what number that is, but that there was a reason for that ban. But yeah, I agree. I think we do need to chuck some more money towards the NPL clubs, gives them a better opportunity of being able to upgrade their facilities. Yep. I know there's a lot of clubs in South Australia who have made it into the round of 16, who has used that money in a really useful manner. Yep. One of those being Modbury Jets. Have just upgraded their facilities and it's really superb now. So it's not just a club. You know, a bit of copper. It's actually quite good. So yeah, I agree with those. All right, number two.
My second one, Luke beat me to it, and it's not get rid of the VAR, but I think football technology needs a lot of improvement across all friggin', across the whole world, to be fair. But I think the A-League, definitely it needs to be tweaked in ways. Definitely not getting rid of VAR. I think it does a lot of good purpose if used correctly and so forth.
Turned on in the grand final.
Yeah, well, we're not going into that one. But I think it's little things. It's the delay of a linesman, right? And this is not in regards to VAR. As I said, I'm talking just in general, technology. And at the end of the day, linesmen using their eyes and referees using their eyes, I'm classing them as technology because they've got so much help now, right? But the whole process of a linesman waiting as long as he does, and I get it, it's his job and that's what he's been told to do. It's not his fault. They need to clear it up because it's just it's delayed for too long. The play, and then it gets in, and then the goal goes in, and then the flag comes up. That's bullshit. I just feel the linesmen need to back themselves and be allowed to back themselves and go, you know what? Fuck no. He was offside and I'm calling it there because fucking it's going to prevent injuries and fucking all this drama and shit like that. If old mate scores, takes his shirt off, cops a yellow card, and then the bloke puts his fucking flag up going, you know, it's fucking offside, does that bloke friggin' then get the yellow card rescinded? I don't think so.
No. However, we need to take into consideration there is another law of the game that they're waiting on, which is if a defender has made a genuine contact with the ball, they play the attacker onside.
Oh yeah, look.
So as an AR, when you're running down the line, you probably don't have. I can tell you now. Whenever I've done a line, I don't watch where the ball's been kicked from. I'm listening because my eye is directly in line with that line, and I'm listening for the kick. As soon as I hear that kick, I've got a mental image in my mind going, yep, the centre back on the left, the centre back on the right's kept in mind, or the attacking player has 1 foot in front of the opposition and therefore is offside. It's not until the play's finished that I can then go over to the centre referee and go, right, I'm believing it's offside. I need to double check. There was no genuine contact from a defender to play him onside. Yeah. That's why they do it.
Yeah. Look, and And as I said, I get they've all got valid reasons. And I said I'm not dissing it. I just feel that everything it needs to be cleaned up. It needs to be tidied up. And I said that's not just at A-League level. That's around the world. It's just I don't know. To me, as a player, if I'm offside and the referee and the linesman is adamant, right? Let's say he's wrong, right? I would rather him call it there as I've received the ball in that offside position than allow me to think that I'm onside, the defender think that I'm onside, and then him chop me, going, fuck, if I don't do something here, and then it all goes back and he goes, oh, well, fuck it, no, you were offside, mate. I don't know. It's something for me. It's hard. It's hard, and I get it, and I know it's not something that's going to fucking be. Oh yeah, fucking, it's an easy. We'll just switch that on and off. But I've never liked it since it came in, and since the delays started. I'm just not a fan. Just not a fan. As a player, yeah. I'm not a fan. It's just as a fan, I'd rather crack the shit. I know. I'd rather crack the shit to the
this is a problem.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. We've been having a shit ton of people whinging at the ref.
Yeah.
All right. Which I'm not even getting into red card and Josh. I'm not even doing that. We've had enough aggression towards referees. Okay. I haven't brought this rule in. And honestly, I can guarantee you, no matter what decision we make, there's going to be 50% of the crowd that agree with it, 50% of the crowd that don't agree with it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So
a player's going to win regardless.
It's a lesser of two evils. Yeah, it's a lesser of two evils in this situation.
Yeah, a player will win.
And when people, and I'll put it to you this way, Luke, I can guarantee you, before the VAR was involved, you would have been one to complain and saying that they need some technology brought in to change some of the issues with regards to incorrect decisions.
Oh, look, yeah.
Because that's the problem. Everyone's complaining they needed technology to fix up the issues. We start bringing in technology to fix the issues, and they go, well, why can't we just use human error? Well, that's because everyone's bitching and moaning about it back in the day that we needed technology. So we brought it in, now they're complaining about it. So I can guarantee you right now, no matter what we do, you'll never be 100% happy with it. It's about getting consistency and making sure that we're doing the best job on the day. That's all you can ever ask for from a referee.
Yeah, and I get that. It's just there's just so many little bits and pieces where I don't know. See, for me, that's why I hate rugby league. I hate watching the rugby league, but I love the fact that they just let the play fucking go, and then sort it out. VAR, if they're not 100% sure, if they reckon that there was a knock on or a touch of hands or whatever. The goal's gone in. Let's say in football sense, the goal's gone in the goals. Happy days, and then the referee's obviously chatting to his linesman. Offside for you? Nah, it looked all good, mate. Looked pretty sweet. He seemed onside to me. Cool. We quickly take it up to VAR for a fucking quick check. Everything. He was onside. Happy days. Fucking bang. It's over. Is that an option?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That way it eliminates the argument from the lines.
Yeah, but the argument then's going to be is why is the VAR taking so long? And it's going to be every time.
Well, that's where it comes into where I said tweaks need to be made.
But you're asking for a split decision to be made when you've got probably 2 or 3 operators in the VAR room having to check over probably 5 or 6 different camera angles to ensure. So anyway, I think we get off the subject anyway. So what was your third one there, Josh?
I've totally forgotten now, to be honest, because freaking I went further into that. Look, third one for me. What would it be? More regional matches for me is another one. I think for me, more regional matches is something that I feel clubs should be doing a lot more of. And I'm not talking fucking 6 or 7 of their home games. I'm talking 3, maybe. And I'm not talking massive either. I'm not talking take it to whoop whoop. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking even just, I don't know where Adelaide could go, but take it somewhere which has got a decent ground somewhere, maybe 10,000 seats. I don't know. It's the one thing I love away days, right? For me, as a fan, I look forward to away days. I couldn't give two fucks about home games. Honestly, couldn't give a shit. I love the away atmosphere. I love, being the fan who's freaking taking the time to travel, to support my club, because I know all fans don't do that. The select few that do are diehard fans, and they love the club, and they love to support them no matter what. I find that, that's why I love going to away matches. The atmosphere is different. It's completely different. And I feel that there should be a lot more of that. The whole thing where they said, the Jet Stadium's going to be freaking done, out of action for possibly a couple of weeks. I fucking couldn't have been happier. I'm like, fuck yes. It means we're going to have to possibly look at playing it away. Why can't we take it to Coffs Harbour? Why can't we take it to Port Macquarie? Why can't we take it to Tamworth? Whatever. I just feel that, I don't see why more clubs don't do it as a set thing. Every year, you guys dedicate, start small. 2 games. 2 home games away. See how it goes. Didn't work there. We got fuck all crowd. We don't go back there again. We move on. And then eventually, if you work your way around it, I suppose, after a few years, doesn't work, well, then obviously it doesn't work. But I don't see why we can't try it. That's my opinion anyway. More away, more regional games. I think it's a good thing. Yes, mate. What do we got in the...
Oh, Luke's just absolutely ripping in. So Josh sits in the away bay at home games, classic fan.
Yeah, it's because they fucking... it's because their active's fucking better than the one we got. Like, I'm not going to deny it. The active...
Western United versus Jet Ballarat.
Fucking great game. Great. Ripper.
And Mary's been commenting on your profanity and believes that she'd be rich by the end of the podcast with a swear jar for Josh.
Don't believe in swear jars.
On that note, we should wrap it up, though.
It's like the VAR. Don't believe in it.
Getting late.
Anyway, guys, yeah. So anyway, it sits in there. Yeah, I do, Luke. Come join me. It's great fun. It's great. They're true fans. They support their team. And they sing songs. Mate, they got in trouble. There was 3 Western United fans there, and they got in trouble by security after 3 minutes into the game. Fucking love it. You can't beat that. When security comes down and goes, "Excuse me, mate, I need you to control your language." Come on. There's 3.
What's your profanities?
There was 2 of them. Like, come on. Far out. Anyway, I don't like that. I'm just going to quickly bolt through these and in the victory grand final, whatever. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up there. As Robby said, we do thank everyone for jumping in tonight. It is muchly appreciated. Again, if anyone is interested in possibly jumping on tomorrow night to talk about this Pappas ordeal and the Jet saga and where we go from here and what we'd like to see happen, let me know. Shoot me a message. We'll talk about it. We'll touch base on that. Other than that, if you haven't, as I said, liked us over on the Twitch side of things, be sure to go follow us on the Twitch side. It is muchly appreciated. The YouTube, we are on YouTube, we are on Spotify, we are on Anchor, we are on Apple Play. We're everywhere. Be sure to go like us wherever you haven't already. Share our stuff out. It is muchly appreciated. At the end of the day, we're just here ranting, talking about shit that we don't even know nothing about. Well, I don't anyway. I know nothing about football. I'm just here to freaking cause a scene and stir an argument, and I do it well. Kick me off air, Robby. Ban me. You admin. Anyway, guys, Robby, muchly appreciated, mate, again, for jumping on this week, even though you had a few technical difficulties.
Got there in the end, that's all that matters. Absolutely,
mate. At least you didn't fall asleep.
Not yet. That's to come.
It was to come. Fair enough. The more I talk, the more chances it'll be. Fair enough. I'll see how it is. We're friends, by the way, somehow. Righto, guys, take it easy. We'll see you guys. We'll see Robby next week. Possibly see me tomorrow. I'll put it up on Facebook anyway and let you guys know. Be sure to share it around and so forth. Other than that, enjoy your football wherever you may be watching it, refereeing it, etc. on the weekend. At the end of the day, football's the winner. Fucking love it. And as always,
we hate Coast Scum.
We hate Coast Scum. Take it easy, guys. We'll see you guys soon. And thanks again for jumping into the podcast. See you guys.